Ladies and gentlemen, theys and gays, welcome back. Today, we have two very important guests.
Rhyming.
There's a lot of rhyming.
Wow.
Did that rhyme?
It did a little bit.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have Paraguay Illusions and Big Norv. What the fuck is so fucking
It's been
funny?
a long time since I've heard that
It's
call.
been a while since us three have made something together.
When-
It's also just
Dude,
I don't
yeah.
hear people call my name a lot unless it's you.
Yeah, because I exclusively call you Paraguay Illusions.
Even in my fucking Twitch chat, everyone just calls me Noah. It's just like
Yeah, it's
that's
just like,
when was the last time you guys were on the channel?
this channel.
Yeah, the
Jesus
2020
Christ.
YouTube Olympics.
Like, are you just strictly talking the Olympics or just in your
No,
channel?
Like in
Yeah.
general, yeah. I think it was the 2020 YouTube Olympics.
It's got to be.
Was
It's got to be
no
because
way.
last time I was in, we didn't film anything.
Yeah. This isn't necessarily a podcast. This is more of a discussion video on the topic of content creating. So I decided to invite two of my content creating pals. Noah.
Oh, that's us.
Noah creates content and streams. Adam streams and occasionally makes videos, but he's also been involved in like
A lot.
pretty much anything we've ever
like
done.
a third of our like content.
Pretty
So
much.
to get on the topic, I was at the gym like a couple of weeks ago. It was a terrible
I don't work out.
experience.
This is
And I saw this shirt that said failure is not an option. Okay.
oh my god.
And I thought to myself, what the
I
fuck?
have a whole thing about shirts like that.
That's
Let's
like-
continue.
That's like
Oh, this is perfect then.
failure is like such an important step in content creating and in life, whatever fucking career path you're on. It's super fucking important to learn about what you're doing, right?
Just to get this out of the way, because I do agree with you in the fact of the matter is that failure is definitely an important part of the of life.
Take your shoes off.
Yeah, take your shoes off.
Get
Okay.
comfy.
Yeah, we're trying to get comfy here.
Okay. My shoes are off.
All right, good. Yep, good. Anyways, what I was getting at is that failure is 100% a necessary thing in life.
Keep going.
But the whole failure isn't an option thing. There are, and in my mind, there are some instances that's true. And to me, that's life or death situations.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm not even fucking talking like that deep. I'm just thinking about like, all right, let's say you want to be a fucking accountant or like a content creator
No, it's fair
or
enough,
like
yeah.
an electrician. Like
Yeah.
you got to pass a test to whatever. And like, if you fail, like, you know, you just learn along the way.
Yeah.
Like I think in terms of content creating, because we've all been doing it for so long that like you do a video and that video fucking bombs, or like we film a video and
It's like half my shit.
nothing fucking works, but you learn certain lessons along the way. But like, I just think it's so silly to say in situations like normal life, like failure is not an option. Like I get what they're saying, like don't
Yeah.
give up, but like, dude,
Just
failure,
wear that shirt. Just don't give up.
Yeah, failure is so fucking
That's a whole
important.
different like talking point too. Never give up. Sometimes you just got to because it's not physically possible at this point.
Yeah.
Come back to it. Give up and come back.
I agree. And you know what's funny? Like on the topic of failure and shit, like when I quit
Take off your
Visions,
shoes.
what?
Why'd you put your shoes
Shoes.
back on?
Oh, honestly,
shoes
just
off.
muscle memory. When I quit Visions, I was like, all right, fuck, this is not working out. And I walked out one day and I thought like, well, fuck, I've failed at the job that I like wanted for so long. And, I was unemployed for like 3 months and I was like, well, fuck, I never viewed it as like a failure looking back. I always viewed it as like just a fucking beautiful opportunity to learn what I didn't want in a job.
Yeah.
Like dressing up every day. Fuck that. Talking to some old ass fucking lady about her goddamn savings accounts. Fuck you. Like, dude, I want to work for myself and I'm willing to fucking fail every single day until I get that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, even at my job now, like, I can't tell you how many times failure comes up. Like you fucking spend a goddamn day on a video and they're like, nope, change it. Okay. Like
Yeah, no,
you just learn like incredible lessons along the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were getting pissed off at one point.
Oh my God.
In the very
dude,
beginning.
I fucking hated my life in the beginning.
Yeah, because you didn't know the process.
I didn't
Now
know-
you know it. It's
Yeah,
like-
exactly.
That's how I was when I did remote for a little bit. Like it was such a hassle just because of like I already had a job at the time and then doing remote after I got to work was like so.
I can't imagine.
Dude, it was. I almost had I had like several breakdowns.
Everybody knows I'm like a big like advocate on therapy, and
You are? I never noticed.
and fuck you. And one of the best things that I learned in therapy was like nothing is personal, right? Like anything that happens
Yeah,
in the universe.
there's a lot of people that can use that message.
Like, so failure, like for instance, somebody coming back to you and saying this is shit. Fix it.
Oh wait,
Like
before you continue, this just reminded me of something that you had a problem with when you first started working with this company, because it was kind of the similar thing to them, where it's just like this doesn't fit the vibe. It was the way you were portraying yourself, because they're like, we don't have really that end sequences or end like cards like that, so you can fill it in. So you know how obviously anybody watching this has seen Joe's like outros and stuff like that. Very in your face, very loud, very anything like that.
Yes.
He tried that in the beginning, and then he got ripped apart because he's like, you can't, that's too much.
And you know what's crazy is now it's required. It is required. I started a fucking revolution.
Joe has like honestly probably ripped up the original format of this channel.
Any failure in life, it's very important to view it as non-personal, right? Like it's nothing against like your character or your skill or whatever. It's just it didn't work out and you learned from it.
I have a problem with that. Sometimes I do take it personal.
Me too. No, and everybody does. It's human nature.
But
dude,
is it a failure caused by an outside source, or is it a failure caused by yourself?
Well, let's say like you're trying to film a fucking skit and it's just not fucking funny and nothing works out, and you're sitting in your fucking living room late at night and you're like, fuck, that wasn't funny. I should have performed it better. I should have wrote it better.
Like having those like post-fight shower thoughts. Like, I should have said this instead.
It's important for me to understand that, like, and everybody else, I think, like, it's nothing personal. Like, you did the best you could in the moment. You edited it the best you could in the moment. You wrote it the best you could in the moment. So not taking failure personally is super important in the process of whatever the fuck you're doing.
That's another thing that just reminds me of a lot of things. It's just like if you gave it everything that you have, like if you didn't cut corners, if you didn't like slow up, or like if you gave it like 110% of your effort and it still didn't work out, then it's a failure. But you can take that failure knowing that you fucking did whatever you possibly could to do it.
I have a really big hot take for you.
Yeah.
Hit me with
So anytime you do anything, whether you talk to somebody or you text somebody or you film a video or you do anything in the world, you're doing the best you can do in that moment.
Yeah.
Right. So like if you get into an argument with like a girl, or you fight with somebody, or you fuck up somehow or something, I'm a firm believer in understanding that you've done the best you could in that possible moment.
I got a hot take for you.
Because you can do all you can do.
Yeah.
You can only do what you do. Basically,
there's a lot of shit that right now I've been like holding back on doing because I'm like, because I have a lot of plans for shit I want to shoot, but I just always hold it because I'm like, I'm not going to be good enough. It's going to take forever.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to waste this effort, but I know it's going to end up working better in the long run. I just haven't.
It's really about just taking that jump and just understanding and trusting yourself too. Like, dude, you're going to fail. Oh, yeah. Right? You're going to fucking bomb on stage. Oh, yeah. And
your first video is always going to suck.
Dude, your first fucking 100 videos are going to suck ass.
Yeah. Yep.
Dude. And Noah, like, it's super important, I think, to just understand, like, it will, my dad always used to say when I was a kid, and this is like one of the best pieces of advice I've ever gotten. If you're on a road with a row of stoplights and you're waiting for every single light to turn green, you'll never move.
Oh shit!
You'll never go forward.
It's true,
right?
Unless you're in the new Audis.
So, shut up, fucking car joke. So, like, dude, it's just important to just do it, and understand you're gonna fuck up, man, and you're gonna do the best you can in the moment, and you're just wasting time at that point.
I literally am, yeah. I've been like on a hiatus, for like making videos for so long because it's like, oh, I don't know how it's gonna look, or whatever. So I might just take that, pull the trigger.
Nothing will ever be perfect. You guys have known, like, your production value, like yours and Brian's in particular, is like off the charts, and I'll never get that production value. Mostly because I don't really give a shit about production.
Then
value.
We can't use VFX like Brian can.
Like that too. Like we can't edit like Brian, but. Like, I've always understood, like, okay, well, I may not be as funny or as talented or whatever as X, Y, and Z, but I'm just gonna fucking go for it and do the fucking and do the fucking best I can. You know what I mean? So like and as long as you've known me, I've always put out videos like consistently for fucking years.
Yeah.
Because I have just been under the understanding like I'm not going to wait for shit to get better because it's only going to be as good as it is right now.
I think too, it's like I'm at like a comfortable thing and I'm like trying to get out of that. Like I'm trying to take more risk in myself. Like it's nothing like I've been trying to find a niche, whatever.
Yeah.
To like get to do more stuff on my own. Now I just have to like shoot it and like let Brian edit it. I want to go do stuff that's like I can kind of fill those gaps. So it's not like a month or two hiatus for a video to come out, which I really am like pissed at myself for that. But now with like the job I have now and the time I have in between, like I definitely can do that. I just trying to figure out where to start is like my biggest hurdle.
Yeah, I think that the important thing for that is to just fucking start.
Yeah, there's also just a lot of things like there's a lot of people that are like, oh, you know, it's all this and all that, and like I don't have the time. Like for this is speaking to myself and all that shit because of just how draining this job is. But just like all you have to do is start and then just keep at it. Because I've been trying to do that for years and it's just never happened because of A, just how I've been, and B, because that's also a thing that I view as a failure, believe it or not, is streaming.
Yeah.
Because there are points where I'm good for a certain amount of time and then I just fall off again.
I think it's really important to discuss the idea of like you want to be productive. Everybody wants to be productive and creative in whatever field they're doing. And it's important for me to remind myself personally, I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but like, let's say I'm really fucking burned out and I need to do a video for my channel for the next day. And I just say, fuck it and sit on my couch because I have too low energy, and then I beat myself up over it. Like, fuck, you wasted all that time. You watched a movie instead of editing a video. But I think it's really important for all of us to remind each other that like, it's okay, right? Like there's no fucking timeline to this shit, you know, and being more kind and understanding towards yourself is a huge part of the process that goes along with that whole failure package.
It is so weird hearing this from Joe, knowing you for so long. It is so fucking weird hearing this out of your mouth.
Why?
It's just like knowing you from when I first met you to now. This is such a weird character arc. It's like it's a nice character arc, but it's fucking insane. Like
so
how much
weird part.
I'm gonna take that as a compliment.
No, like it is. Like I was fucking talking, you mother. No,
Yeah.
It's like it's crazy seeing like how much you've grown up since I first met you to now.
I appreciate that.
I'm not even joking.
I really
It is
appreciate that.
Incredible. Like to
Thank
see
you.
you like grow up a little bit.
Let me try.
And he still drinks Mountain Dew.
Oh yeah, no, you still have your. Like,
I got
couch
water
potatoes
now.
with that. Oh wow,
Yeah.
big steps today. But like, you still have like the shit that like you're never gonna grow out of, which is totally fine. If you told me 10 years ago this would be a conversation I had with you, I'd fucking punch you in the face. I think you're full of shit.
I think like, dude, like, you know, I've gone through a lot in my life, and I like, you know, everyone always talks about like, well, one day I went through a spiritual awakening and that's when I changed. And I always thought like, that's fucking bullshit. Like, what the fuck is that?
I do think it's bullshit, but to some degree, it's
Dude,
not.
I
But,
assure
like,
you it's not.
Oh, not a spiritual
Because-
not the spiritual part, but like I feel like it doesn't happen.
Like just being
overnight.
more grounded and loving to the world around you.
Yeah, people-
And that I just like say spirituality when I mean
I
that,
get you.
you know. And dude, that's like legit how it happened with me is one day I just woke up and I was like, well, fuck, man, like we're on a fucking floating rock hurtling through fucking space, and we're a fucking speck of dust in the infinite vast of the universe.
After that fucking picture came out of the galaxy.
Oh, dude, yeah,
Now it
exactly.
really puts you in
Like,
perspective.
dude, we are literally nothing.
Yeah.
And the shit that I always got fucking uptight about and shit, and like try to impress other people and try to fucking be the hardest working boy in the room, and I never fail and I work hard. Like, dude, that's all fucking bullshit.
Yeah, like
You know,
there's fucking the grind don't stop.
Yeah, like, dude,
I
that's
hate
fucking
those.
bullshit, dude.
Yeah.
Like, Adam was saying, like, a couple of moments ago, like, you know, I'm mad that I haven't gotten it going. But, dude, like, when you're ready, you'll get it going, you know, and then when it does get going, it'll work out wonderfully for you. You know, when you're so afraid to fail, you limit yourself so much.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
Like, if I was afraid to fail, And if I didn't quit my steady corporate job, I would not be living the life that I'm living right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, I'm so fucking grateful every day that I jumped out without a parachute, because if I didn't jump out without a parachute, I'd still be living the same fucking miserable existence that I lived in for the past fucking like years, you know? So like, if you're fucking afraid to fail, that's just like an attachment you gotta let go, man. Because like, you're gonna fucking fail.
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna fail over and over and over again, and the world is gonna literally fucking chew you up and fucking spit you out.
It's gonna keep going.
It's gonna keep rolling.
I've expected that. Like, I think like I've come to terms with that. I think it's just like I said before. Like, I just don't know where to start. And
yeah,
that's really it.
that was the spot where I was stuck at for the longest time, and I think Adam, you feel the same way. Like, you kind of don't know where to start and everything, and like, or how to get the ball rolling. But if there's one thing that I picked up is like, when you know, like, it'll just come to you.
Yeah.
Right. And it's important to not judge like the timeline of things, you know, because Adam can sit here for 2 years and fucking beat himself up for not streaming. That's only going to make you feel worse in the long run. You know what I mean?
No, you're right.
You just have to understand, like, hey man, my job sucks right now. I have no energy. I'm feeling very depressed today, or whatever the fuck I'm feeling. And you know, when it happens, it will happen. And when that time comes, I trust that it's all going to work out for me.
Yeah.
So it's just understanding, like, fuck, man, like, I'll get to it when I get to it.
I used to like stream like so much, and then when I got my new job, I have to like cut down to like once a week, and I'm trying to get to 2, and even still, it's like so hard to get like, all right, here we go, like 2 more hours of this, like whatever. Like, I don't put it as like a time limit, but it's like, it's so fucking hard sometimes.
I think the big thing with that is like, I've always struggled with that, is when you set expectations for yourself and you don't fulfill that expectation, it literally lowers your self-esteem. So like, I'll always say, like, I'll put 2 videos out a week, and then I put one out and I just don't have the energy to put out another one because I'm working so hard at my job.
Yeah.
And then I see that item still on my list, and I'm like, well, fuck, you didn't fucking do that, you fucking dickhead. Like,
all these other things, dude.
like, but
it's also kind of like holds the thing, like, hold yourself accountable as well.
yeah, I think there's a fine line, dude. Like, I think, like, for me, I've kind of let all that go. Like, I used to do like daily to-do lists and weekly to-do lists, and like, I still catch myself doing it. And like, when I don't set the expectation, things just happen. Things just work out. Like, when you don't go into something with a mindset of like, I'm going to do this, 9 times out of 10, I find myself just ended up just doing it because I don't have like an obligation to do it.
I always, like, with lists like that, I think with both of you, it's just like, oh, I didn't do this and this, but I always look at the stuff that I did do.
That's interesting. That's something that I don't do.
I always, like, even like with like my channel now, and like even like both of you probably do this too. It's like, oh, I haven't done this, but I've done all this shit.
Yeah, wow, that's interesting, man. I've never done that. You taught me something today. That's a really beautiful mindset, dude. Because I look at my calendar over there, and I never look at the things that I cross off. I only look at the things that are not crossed off. That's fucking interesting, man. I really fucking dig that. Thank you for that. That was beautiful. Because I'll pay you. This fucking money's not
gonna cost you the ad revenue of this video.
Yeah. Well, like, it's really fucking
2 cents.
Literally, not even, dude. It's important to like be grateful for the situation that you're in.
Yeah.
Because all the failures and life lessons have led you to where you are. You know, and that is something that I think humans like don't do. Everyone always says like, be grateful, but like, how often do I sit and ponder and think, wow, I have a great apartment. I have great equipment. I have a wonderful job. Like, you know, I have money in the bank.
Yeah.
Like, I never do that. And I think that is like a really important step of the process that a lot of people skip over.
And another thing that's kind of weird to me is just like, obviously you don't like the grind never stops. You don't like, you hate that shit.
Too,
You're
man.
more or less of, you put 100% in everything you do.
See,
regardless.
Like, I agree with what you're saying, but Adam always points out to me, he always calls me like the Tasmanian Devil.
So
like,
this is kind of like a weird take on a fucking bad disability. Addictive personality people. They will be one of the hardest working motherfuckers you will ever meet because they will fixate They will fixate on that one thing that
fucking
they obsess with. Joe, perfect example. He's got a fucking terrible addiction personality.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like
I do.
he will get fixated in his bits. He'll get fixated
Trust
in
me, I know.
and his music
I'm very
and things
sorry
like that.
about the bits,
But
man.
when he gets fixated on something like a job, when he like, let's take screenwriting for instance. When he gets fixated on this, homie's a fucking animal.
Yeah,
Like homie cranks out.
I feel
fucking-
like I didn't talk to you for a while because I just knew you were working, and
I was,
texted
dude.
you,
Yeah,
like,
there was
never
a
get
couple of
response
months
from
where
you.
I was just like,
yeah, where he was just killing it, and he's showing me the numbers and like what he does and like what he made in these
I've
months.
heard the numbers. Yeah,
Like it's fucking ridiculous.
yeah, it's insane.
But then I look at myself when it comes to that. I'm like, I don't really get addicted to anything. Like I don't got that
that's-
addictive personality.
it comes so second nature to me.
Exactly.
Like, I've told you for years, like, dude, we gotta be consistent. We gotta be consistent.
I hated when you
I know.
did that
I'm
so
very
much.
sorry about
I mean,
that.
obviously,
But
Well, but it was for all the right reasons.
yeah. Oh
though.
yeah, it wasn't
Like-
it wasn't bad blood.
like working like so fucking incredibly hard was such a mindset for me for years.
Because you also had a job that like had set hours. I had a job at the time that didn't have set hours, so I couldn't devote time unless I knew like,
Yeah.
2 weeks from now I'm not working this time.
But to get back on the track of the matter is that like obviously it's one of those things where you have to put in the work in order to see results.
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying that you don't put in 100% of the effort you do like on any day like given thing, but when it comes to like a project or shit like that, you could have done a little more. Like if you have exhausted all the research, or if you're just a lazy piece of shit, like, oh, I'll just get that done and like not do anything for it and just turn in like a half-ass thing. Like it's one of those things where you, like you hold yourself accountable, and like if you fail at that, then you're looking back, oh well, I could have done more research on it. I could have, dived a little deeper into this subject and stuff like that in the matter of that. Like that's something that you can learn from a failure.
Yeah, I agree.
But it's just like one of those things where if you did all that research, if you did all that deep diving and stuff like that, and it's still a failure, that's something you'd be like, all right, I tried 100%, like 110% of that task and that thing. Let me see what I can do better, and let's see what other avenues I can explore to make that even better.
And I think the main focus of failure, and the reason it's so important, is because it betters you in the end.
Iron sharpens iron.
Right? Exactly, dude. You like, for me, the biggest failures I've ever experienced in life, my biggest failed relationships, my biggest failed projects, my biggest fucking college or whatever the fuck it was, has always shaped me significantly more than the successes.
oh yeah,
Right?
100%.
Like, no fucking question about it. My worst bombed movie, Buddy Cop, I learned more from that fucking movie than all the other like successful projects that We done. You know what I mean? That are successful in my mind.
Oh, yeah,
which
no,
is a subjective statement.
Yeah,
but
no.
like when we made Spectre Inspectors, for instance, Apple Joe was saying like, dude, what if this ends up like Buddy Cop? And I'm like, dude, that's great. And he's like, what the fuck do you mean that's great? I'm like, dude, look at everything we learned from Buddy Cop. How to shoot, how to light, how to fucking mic people up, how to do all this shit, how to like direct actors, how to write a script. I was like, dude, imagine that fucking class. And I was like, that's the best fucking class ever. And I was like, dude, fuck, if it happens, that's fucking great. And he was just like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
No, but
dude?
you're
Like,
absolutely correct. Because like I guarantee you at the time you were thinking Buddy Cop is gonna be this greatest thing because
Certified banger.
Literally.
because before that you filmed Funeral a Muerte.
and that fucking blew up,
Oh
dude.
yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot all about that.
Yeah, you filmed that. You obviously learned shit from that.
Yeah.
You put that on Buddy Cop. Buddy Cop obviously didn't do well. Then you put that in your fucking Spectre Inspectors. Now.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of things that you can learn from failure. It's just if you're willing to learn from it.
The moral, to wrap this up, it's very important to fail, and you will learn your best lessons from failure.
But that's the thing. You will learn from failures if you're willing to learn from it. If
Yeah.
you take a failure and you're like, oh, it's someone else's fault, it's not mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take accountability,
Yeah.
know that it's nothing personal, and like address the lessons in the situation.
Yeah.
Any last words, Noah?
No, I think you hit it all right on the head.
Adam?
No, you pretty much got it.
Yeah, you cleaned it up well. You actually wrapped up the video nicely. That's incredible.
Good job.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Oh, and you blew it.
gays and gays,
Ladies and gentlemen.
ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching this weird discussion video. We just wanted to get together as three
individuals.
Three humans just discussing the idea.
Like-minded individuals.
Just discussing failure and life and the universe around us.
We haven't been together for a while. We've all grown differently, so it's nice to come together and know that we're still
relatively the
same, but still going through some shit. But we can still come together and, talk it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. We greatly appreciate it. Keep your eye out for the next video, episode, movie, live stream, whatever it is, man. Cherish the precious moments, be love, and stay dude. We're out of here.
Oh, you got hand signs now. Whoa.
Yeah, that's why I got a tattoo.
Well, no, but you always just say that, but I never been...